Welcome back to Table 49. You may see me in a shirt the second time. I love this shirt, so I'm just gonna wear it again. Today, we're making very quick, healthy meatballs. Ingredients below. That in a bit. When I'm doing something quick and I'm trying to fake it until I make it, coffee maker, can you hear it? It's fine, it's a Mocha Master, it can do no wrong. When I'm making sauce and I don't have time to make my own, I use Rouse. Oh my God, you're getting the nail. It's okay. This is the best canned sauce you will find. The ingredients are paleo. Like, how can they even? Like, there's no sugar in this. It's only things you understand. There's 8 ingredients. Amazing. If you simmer this for longer, we're gonna put some red wine in it and some of our own herbs. It's gonna be delicious. Smell that. Well, I guess you wouldn't. Do Portuguese people use tomato sauce? My grandma used to make her own tomato sauce and can it. I need a cold room that I can do that with. She had this huge room and my grandpa would hang salamis and stuff. Like, he'd make his own salami and my grandma would like do all this canning. Genius. Okay, so our sauce. I'm gonna put a little bit of balsamic in there. I'm also going to put a couple cloves of garlic because I like my garlic. We've got some roasted garlic. Nice and easy. You don't have to crush this because we're gonna take it out. This is just for flavor. It'll just meld in there. As well, alcohol. This is I never know the name of this one. The Priest by Conviction Winery. Is that what it's called? Conviction is the winery, right? It's one of the best ones. It's a very affordable wine that you can get. It's delicious to drink and I like using it in cooking as well. Just a few drops. We're gonna bring that to a boil, give it a good stir, and then put it on a low simmer. We got our little mixture of breadcrumbs. For this, we're gonna put some fun things in this mortar and pestle. Starting with garlic, of course. A little roasted garlic. I'm gonna put a few of these in, I think. They're very small. We've got some flat leaf Italian parsley and some oregano, dried oregano in this here. Just dump that all in. Be generous with your herbs. The ones we're using for this are all very gentle, so it's not gonna be like overpowering. You can dump them in, except for paprika, maybe be gentle there. A little bit of paprika. I'm gonna put a couple of rosemary leaves in. I'm not a huge fan of rosemary. I find it a little bit crunchy. Just put a few in. But it is good when you are cooking with beef. It adds a very nice flavor, especially with beef. I will say that. And some thyme leaves, dried thyme. I can't wait till summer when this stuff is like in the garden. Okay, what else? Oh, how could I forget? A chili. Let's chop her up. I'm doing this separate from my onions because I'm actually going to break down my onions a little bit in some butter just to take away some of that harshness so nothing's too overwhelming. We're going to give this a good crush until everything's incorporated and looking nice. Like, look at that beautiful earthy green color. Look at that. Do you remember the show Dudley the Dragon? I feel like that would have been found on Dudley the Dragon. Like, it is like, oh, that's my bed of forest green. Do those beautiful onions. So we're just gonna break these down till they're translucent and just sweat. So very briefly, give them a good stir throughout so they don't burn in about that much butter. This is half an onion. And this is take our little spice blend here. Once you're, see how they're kind of like golden, but not quite. We're gonna pop this in here so we release some of those flavors. It's always nice when you can cook your herbs down a bit. Herbs. Don't worry about it being too perfect here. Okay, while that's cooking down, we're going to do our breadcrumbs. What I mean is, we're going to let them absorb some cream or milk, whatever you want to use, just so that they get nice and soft. So we're gonna do, all the measurements are low. We'll do like that. I'm gonna use whipping cream. That's just who I am. Pour it in. That's a lot actually, but here we are. This is just gonna make it so nice and creamy. And let that sit for a little bit until they kind of absorb that moisture. So we've got our mixture here ready to rumble. Oh my God, I would just put that on eggs. I would eat that alone with eggs. Got some ground meat. When you are making a meatball, always try to use a combination. It's really nice if you're doing something Italian. You could use like a pre-made sausage that you put in there. So that's gonna be your pork, and then add your beef. Today we're just gonna do lean ground beef, lean ground pork from my favorite place, L&D Meats. They still give me a lollipop when I go. The longest relationship I've ever had. So, with the butcher. That's when you are looking for your meat. You're gonna love this, Jordan. This is our beef. Red is good. If it's not fully red, that just means it's a little oxidized, but this is beautiful. Look in the center there, gorgeous. Okay, know where your ground meat is coming from. You can grind it yourself. I have a meat grinder on order after the broken one. This is beautiful. Good fat to meat ratio. So that's a pound. We're going in there. Also, if you're buying from a butcher, you have more control over your price. That was on sale today, and I think that was $4. It's really good for lean ground beef. Shop local. Okay. When we're working with pork, this one you have to be a little bit more careful with. Make sure it's nice and cold all the time. You don't need to let this get to room temperature. That's pork. A nice thick grind is always good. It's gonna add some nice fat consistency. Beautiful. Okay. Nice pink color. I'm doing a 50-50 ratio. We're washing our hands because we're dealing with meat. This is our mixture. We're gonna get going here. You don't wanna work this too much, so just kind of know where your stuff is and then mix it all. I'm gonna put in a little bit of red wine here. And just a little salsa. Sure. We'll add flavor, and because we're broiling these, it'll take away a bit of that, but you'll have some red wine flavor. Nothing wrong with that. We're putting in our onions. They've cooled a little bit. And we're gonna put in our breadcrumbs. I think I overanalyzed this. This is our breadcrumb mixture here. Put in a bit of this. Make some bread with that later, I don't know. And we need a binder. So in this case, we're using eggs. Oh my gosh, okay. You can use a spoon if you're boring, or nature's spoon. If I lose another nail.
In there?
Start over. If you lose a nail, start over. Okay, get into it. This is gonna be a good sound. So, you'll notice I haven't salted this yet. I'm gonna fry up a little piece of our mixture to see what I need to add. Cook it, then taste it. Can you see how tender it is? It's like a little mini hamburger. Cheese, you need cheese. Let's add some cheese. I'm gonna add some Parmesan. It's gonna add a little bit of salt, like I think just enough. I don't think we need a lot more in there. So this will just give it a nice cheesy salt. Still working with these rinds, baby. Continuing forward, I just have a parchment lined sheet here. That's gonna absorb some of the extra fat that for sure will come out of here. And we're just gonna form our balls. I'm gonna do them like golf ball. Is that a golf ball? I should know this, I'm from golf country. Yeah, whatever that is. Balls. It's great main option. It's super cheap to make rather than buying like a hunk of roast beef. We're gonna broil these. We're gonna put these on a high broil until they're like nice and dark and crisped up on the outside but juicy on the inside. So we're gonna check in on them at like every 5 minutes because I don't trust myself. Some balls. Put that there. I think what I'm gonna do is put these on a cooling rack to just kind of let that extra fat drip out, or any extra whatever. We've got our balls. Let's get our sauce here. If you could smell, you can tell that the acidity of the sauce is broken down a bit. It's not as like to the nose. Low and slow. A plate with a little lip on it, always nice when you're putting sauce down. I feel so professional whenever I do this. We're gonna do 2 times of Parmesan. Okay. A little there. Maybe kale's nice. Okay. We're doing a green that's a little bit more bitter, a little olive oil. What do we always do?
Lemon zest.
Lemon zest. The lemon zest is gonna cut the fat and add a nice flavor to the kale. Do a slice of bread. Dinner. Where to start? Should I cut in? So hot. Sometimes simple is just the best. You don't need a ton of ingredients. You don't need fancy. You just need home style cooking. And this is where it's at. Known as everywhere are hopefully smiling, but we'll see. And I have to say, great thing about these as well, you can freeze them and have them ready to go. Just warm them up in the oven. Super easy to prep. Oh. Thanks for joining me for Table 49, and we'll see you next week. Happy cooking.